Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. How we doing? Let me pull this over to the other side. Welcome. I'm going to do a quick check real quick to make sure that I'm looking like I'm supposed to look. So how we doing? Welcome, Bonnie. How are you? Are you attending from your desktop, or are you watching this on mobile? I'm going to email me the link. Oh, no, I don't have to. I can do this because I've got the new Mac OS and the new iOS. So I can do the universal copy. Jonathan is on his way up. Oh, let's see. So let's open copy. And paste. That is so neat. Enter now. Yeah, we can go away from that. And go away from that. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, that's weird. So why isn't it showing the chat and the room to me? I wonder if it's because I got the sticky. No, it's not because I have the sticky. But I can see it in the control panel, which is interesting. So how are you today? I'm going to let Jonathan come in, and then I'm going to use you as a guinea pig, Bonnie, if that's okay. It's going to require you to come on camera, but we're going to show how you can come on camera even during, technically. So this is Webinar Jam. This is a webinar platform. But, it shows me as one of the viewers. That's too cute. I guess I am one of the viewers. And Jonathan's not come in yet. So Jonathan, if you are here, then let me know. It's interesting. It's also only showing one viewer down at the bottom, but that's okay. Maybe that's some leftover fallout from, oh gosh, the Google Plus YouTube Live Hangouts on Air switch over, do over, which I'll be honest, I mean, I was watching it yesterday. I was playing around with it yesterday all during the day, starting up events, trying to start up events even today, and I haven't seen a change. So maybe Google or YouTube delayed, although I don't think so. But either way, it's working. You want to come in as a presenter, Jonathan? I'll explain. Jonathan has got his links and he's coming in. So I'd actually set up Jonathan. Originally, when I had set it up, if you had registered, you wouldn't have seen Jonathan's pretty picture and name up there. But then I went and added him on a little bit later on. So Jonathan is actually going to be a presenter as well. That's why his picture is up at the top. Or maybe the changes won't be huge. Maybe the changes will not be huge. That's a very good possibility. You never know. One thing that's kind of bugging me is that your chat, which I mean, that's fine because I can deal with it, but your chat's not showing to me in the chat area unless you're not chatting to everyone. No, that's not it. It says it's not muted. That's fine. Whatever. That's a minor bug. Because I have a control panel, and I'm gonna show my screen. Let me check on one thing and see if it's done. It does look like it is done. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go in and add those numbers for the job stuff later on. All All right, so Jonathan, where are you at? Have you come around yet? Yes, you were, to everyone. One of the things I have noticed is that, yes, this is using the Hangouts on Air widget or whatever. And so one of the big hangups that a lot of people have had has been having a delay, a huge delay. It used to be a really huge delay. The delay's actually gone minimized. So the delay, when I'm talking about the delays from when I'm talking to when you actually receive it. I even tried it yesterday morning, and it actually did go a little bit long. Donnie actually popped into a event that I was doing real quick, testing some stuff, and the delay did go up. But I'm wondering if that was on my end or if switches were going on or something. But typically the delay's gone from being really huge, and really huge would be 30 plus seconds, to between 8 and 12 on average is what I've seen. And that's not bad. That's pretty much no delay at all. So anyway, but I am going to test something real quick because I am watching it on my iPad. Turn down my volume so we don't get any kind of matrix effect. I don't know where Jonathan is. I think he just messaged me again. No, he did not. Jonathan, have you shown up yet? It doesn't show you in there. He's probably having to go through 15 different things. That's pretty funny. And I really don't want to start going over stuff, but I will. One of the things you should be able to do during this broadcast is you should be able to share it out. So down below, there's a Facebook share button and there's a tweet button. So if you would, go ahead and tweet this out, share this out. People will get the link. They'll actually be able to come in even though they didn't register. Yes, I know I set registration up. Actually really doesn't make that big of a difference either way. I wish it would tell a little bit more as to what it's actually tweeting. It's very generic. I think I can set that up. I can actually tweak it a little bit. So it's not much. And getting too much sunlight. I'm going to shut that down just a little bit. Ooh, that's better. I don't have such a shiny face. Yeah, live webinar on the tweet. Yep. All right, so Jonathan is here. Hi, Jonathan. And it says Jonathan is muted. So Jonathan, let's see. Now, this is actually something I need to see. Oh. So I can't see you, Jonathan, but I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, now that's awesome because this does not want to connect with my cam, which is not a super big problem except for the fact that we're trying to do, live video.
Right.
So I'm going to go give it a good college try or post-college try, and I'm going to restart. And I'm going to.
Well, so up at the top, before you do that, you see the camera icon?
I do, and it's stuck on my webcam, but that's not where that's not where the feed is actually coming from for my camera. It will not let me select it.
So when you click on settings, it won't let you change?
It does not. It's actually in settings. It actually has the right one in there.
So the other thing I was going to say is in the URL up at the corner that you'll see the little video camera icon.
Yep.
Is it just gray or is it gray?
It has it in there.
It does have it in there.
Yeah, it has it in there. It's not allowing me to select it and to change what the camera selection is. And I'm just wondering if
I can see what happens.
I think I just did it in the wrong order, so I'll be right back.
All right. So that was Jonathan here. And if I would click off of my name when he was talking, it would switch over. So one of the things that we all are probably familiar with is that on Hangouts on Air, or as Hangouts as well, the active presenter, so the person speaking or having noise come through their microphone, should actually be the individual that shows up. I can actually control that, if I'm not mistaken, by selecting the person, because I am actually the host. And then anybody else I bring in will be what's called a presenter, so they can be actually on camera. On my piece. Go to the camera and just close it off. No sunlight. So. Jonathan is back.
Well, well.
And it's still not wanting to play with your video camera.
It does not want to play nicely with my video camera.
That is interesting.
Do not allow for this. I'm just kind of making sure I didn't like accidentally check a box. Or de-checking. I've always done this de-checking thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Your pulsing icon is
it's mesmerizing.
If Tim were here, he'd say that's the best you'd ever looked.
There is probably quite a bit of truth to that.
Oh, all right. So it looks like it wants to come on, but it looks like it's blocked. So do you have a camera in front of the other webcam?
Not that I'm aware of.
Like I do. So I've got my webcam, and then I've got, but it, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just making sure that something else didn't get turned on by accident. You can do that. Yeah, see, it's funny because it goes to some defaults. It goes to a default microphone and a default camera.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. What to say with that, huh?
I'm trying to see if it's anything on my end, because you know what? It very well may be. Hold on one second. Let me look at a couple things. Because I seem to recall I was playing with something, and I'm wondering if me playing with it goofed it up. That's not that one. It's the other one. It says, as guests join, hide their audio and video from my broadcast. No, that's not checked.
Yeah, it seems like it's controlled actually from inside inside my Chrome browser.
I think it's. I think it is on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is what you get when you get live, folks. So.
Right. Now, where exactly? Not rumored, not intended, but where exactly are you broadcasting from?
So I am broadcasting. So I have Webinar Jam, or it's Webinar Jam Studio now. So I am actually broadcasting. Everything's set up. Everything that you're doing right now is inside Webinar Jam. So when you logged in, you should have had something come up, a pop-up saying that Webinar Jam needed permissions. Is that correct, or did you not see that?
That is correct. It was a very big page.
Okay.
Well, not big page. It was big font, so I could read it.
Right, and you of course accepted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Except probably something to do with the webcam. I probably missed that check mark somewhere. So what I did right now, by the way, what I did was I turned off my camera.
Uh-huh.
And I turned it off so that if I refreshed, it actually won't try to feed to that other one. So I'm gonna actually do just one more refresh, and I want to see if it actually comes through.
Okay. I see Jonathan.
Yep. There you go. You know,
You're looking rough.
I feel rough today. I've been cooking.
So, had you ever played with Hangouts on Air?
We dated very briefly.
Okay. So you know, like the screen sharing stuff.
Actually, and that was a lot of stuff. No, I never played with that stuff. It was more of just kind of hopping on and saying hi,
Okay.
then moving on from there.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is, so we can talk about a couple of the topics, or we can go right into just playing around with this, or
We can well, whichever you're to it. You tell me. I'm pretty flexible either way. So
well, so Facebook Live from the desktop.
isn't that crazy?
Have you seen anybody do it?
No, not yet. And I'm actually just looking to see how they're doing it.
Well, so it's kind of like everybody with the mobile apps. You either have it or you don't.
That's what I'm checking right now.
And so if you go to just like you were going to do a post, like share a status or whatever, and you just click inside the box so that you can start typing down at the bottom. The way I understand it is you'll have a new icon, the live icon sitting there.
Yeah, that's where I saw somebody have it, and I don't have it on my desktop yet. Although for whatever reason, I tend to find it slightly earlier than most, but I'm certainly not on the cutting edge. I mean, my Facebook fan page updated soon. That was a very quick update, but not my profile yet. Well, that's interesting. It's a little sad, but it's very interesting. That I can't wait. So no, I really think this is going to be a really great thing. Here's what I'm thinking, just right off the top. I think I'll bet money on it almost. All right, this is the precursor towards multi people on screen within Facebook at the same time.
Howard Stern seemed to have make it a lot easier, and maybe do a little bit of redemption on the ugly picture-in-picture option that some people have at this time.
That was embarrassing. That was just straight out, flat out embarrassing. Yeah. We were so hopeful, and that's what we got. I really hope it's better than that. But if what that means then is that you can do all of this live from from you, not having to be literally stuck on your mobile. I hate this. Isn't that weird? Being stuck on. No one says that. Being stuck on your mobile. You're stuck on your desktop, but being stuck with just mobile. Now you can bring people in. So you can. I would imagine it would work that if you, David, you through your Facebook page, you would, if you want to run a show or if you want to do a broadcast or an interview or something, then you can bring people in probably from the chat. Come in live via their personal account. I bet it will be very, very integrated.
Yeah.
Hopefully not just like a little face on the side.
Right.
So.
You never know. I don't know.
But this is what I've been saying for a little bit.
I thought it was an interesting push for today, considering everything else that's going out. iOS, the new iOS is released. So if your device qualifies, and probably the majority of devices out there that people have do, that's released. The YouTube Live, which I won't get in too much to that at the moment. I was talking a little bit about it before you were here. That transition's happened, supposedly.
Good.
Things that.
And again, I think regardless of what platform you're on, I think that anybody that gets whatever platform can get multiple people on at the same time instead of just a solo, use the word Periscope style, one to many.
Mm-hmm.
The one who can do it well wins. The one who can do it well wins, because anybody, I mean, Facebook Live, that first option, everybody hated it. I don't know anybody that was, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. I don't know anybody that said that or even felt that. But
right. Right.
All right, so we have Facebook, YouTube Live. I know that's the push. What's the other one here?
Twitter. So supposedly, a couple of the articles that I've read, and these are typically reliable sources for news. Beginning next week, we'll no longer count media or usernames in the count for a tweet.
Fantastic. That's
So you're not getting 10,000 characters. You're not going to be able to publish a story, but you're not going to be limited because you put in
so
five different
no Twitter blogs
names and a Giphy, a GIF.
So I can tag ad infinitum,
Mhm.
and I can mention ad infinitum,
Mhm.
and I'm not getting penalized. How cool is that?
Exactly. So that's the Twitter news that I know. So I'm setting. You know what I'm setting you up for Friday is exactly what I'm doing for your show on Friday.
It really is, and I'll have to give you. I will give you credit for talking about this full out. This is what David said.
Well, I figured we'd sprinkle a little bit of something in than just rather make it all about this. So YouTube Live, let's go over that real quick. I can't tell you for sure that the transition happened. I can still create via Google Plus a Hangout on Air. I can still schedule ahead of time or a date out through Google Plus.
Really? Because when was the cutoff? When was the deadline?
It was supposed to be yesterday.
That's what I thought. Yesterday was supposedly the day. I mean,
and people were running.
They were running scared
out on the airs all day long, and nobody was reporting any kind of hitches. I mean, one guy, his freaking numbers were unbelievable for attendance. I think he had 16,000 people register, and I think he had 6,000 or 7,000 attend his event. I don't know what it was, but that's a lot of people.
They're probably talking about YouTube Live.
No, he's up in Canada, and he's a health fitness person. That's all I can tell you. So maybe it was some kind of, I don't know. Anyway, his numbers were intimidating, to say the least.
No, that's pretty strong numbers for that.
So anyway, in all my playing yesterday, because I haven't played much with Webinar Jam and futzed around with stuff, I was like, after our little thing yesterday and the debacle's going on, I said, well, why don't we talk about, and I was kind of hoping that more people in the group would actually show up, but I guess they're scared of that registration and webinar.
It does. Webinar become this scary word now?
I don't know. Maybe they thought we were going to sell them something, or I was going to sell them something.
I mean, we can. Maybe they want you to sell them something.
I can actually pop in an offer real quick and have it pop up. And so one of the things was, how do you get somebody on, that's in the audience like we do? Now, we don't have side-by-side or 4 videos. I mean, this is still the Hangouts on Air. So the dominant active speaker or whoever has dominant audio going through is the main person. I can actually control, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually going to test that out. I'm actually clicking on you. So you should be the person that's on the screen. The delay has been reduced. I can report to that, although I did see it peak up yesterday almost to 30 seconds. I'm waiting for the video. I actually have it running. So, yep, so I can control right now. So even though I'm the active speaker, I've got Jonathan on. Because I know one of the things is the flip-floppy, and all that is I just click on your box. And if I want to undo it, then I'll sit there and undo it. Now it goes back to the active speaker. Or if I want to leave me on, then I can leave me on. Email that had 2 links because I made you a presenter.
Okay.
Bonnie, are you still hanging out, or did you? She may have taken off. Let me see if it shows that she's still. Nope, she's not in the room. Darn. So that hurts in one thing. So let's see if I can show it. To you. So there's a way for me to control allowing people to be able to come on. Open up the link. And from one of and webinar jams. It's not free. It's not super expensive. I wonder if it's actually going to let me in. I wonder if it's because I'm already in. Let me get out.
So where are you broadcasting this somewhere?
Well, so this is going out to YouTube.
Okay.
And it's going, so actually when I created the event, Webinar Jam has a, like a open, like a gallery, kind of like discoverability. But it's not really discoverable. You have to be a Webinar Jam person to be able to see the gallery. But I did post it out there as well, but I could restrict it so that it's not public there. It's broadcasting on, I'm sure it's probably broadcasting on my Google Plus. I wonder why it's not letting me in here. Let me try it one more time. Nope, not that one. Enter now. There we go. But I need to mute this tab. There we go. So let me share. Got too many tabs open. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. There we go. All right, so you should be able to see me. And, oops. So this is a viewer. So you see this area right up here where the controller is, request to speak?
Yeah.
So as a viewer, I could request to speak. And then what happens is, let me switch to what, oh, I see what that was. All right. That's so weird. Where is, oh, it's me. Now this will actually, wait a minute. This will probably do some labception. I'm sure. Let me see what happens.
Well,
nope, looks like it kept it on you. Okay. So are you able to see?
I can see your screen of me watching me.
Okay, but it's not showing everything. So am I going to have to show the whole screen? I might have to show the whole screen. All right. So I'll do that. So let's see what flips over.
Oh.
All right, so now you're able to see everything. Looks like. Are you able to see what you need?
I can see, yes,
Okay.
I can actually, it looks like I'm seeing your whole screen.
All right. So when I click on, and I don't know if it shows it to you, it may, but over to the right-hand side of the screen, do you have the Webinar Jam widget open to you?
It looks
Okay, so up at the top, you see chat, you see room, polls, offers, videos. Do you see all that?
I see it on your screen, yes.
Okay, all right, so not on your screen. So in rooms, because I clicked on, I requested to come on camera, see there's now a little, on my screen, there's a red finger up at the top.
And I just opened mine up, so now I can see. Okay.
Okay. And if you click on view, you can actually see who's requesting to come on.
Okay.
And so what you would do is you would highlight them. You would, I'm sorry, mouse over the pointer finger, although it doesn't look like a pointer finger sometimes. But if you highlight on that and click on it, then it will invite that individual to come on screen, and they'll be a presenter with limited rights, just like we are.
Okay.
That actually can be turned off. You can turn that off and on, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, you can turn that off and on. So up at the top, you see a little gear icon.
Yes.
Yeah, if you click on that, you got allow attendees to request to speak in live session. You can turn it off. So if you're doing something you don't want to be disturbed with all that type of stuff or have people distracted by that, you can turn it off and you can turn it on. If I wanted to redirect everybody to a web page, I just pop in a URL and say redirect them. It'll instantly shove them over to that web page. So that's kind of dangerous. One of the neat things, so I can if you're able to see it on your screen, I can stop.
Yeah, I can see it.
So one of the neat things, and this will, let's see. Copy. Oh, no. Copy link address. So you know how we like to share videos and stuff sometimes?
I do.
Well, on the video tab, you can click create video. And since you have this ability, I guess as a presenter, you have the full abilities just like I do. So if you select the hamburger menu and select create video and then hit load, it'll give you a drop down. You can pop in a link. So if I pop in a link, and then let's say I only want 5 minutes of that to play. Now this is going to mute both you and I out real quick.
Okay.
But here's what happens. So make sure you.
So I can speak.
Yeah, I have no idea why I decided to kill your camera. That's interesting that it killed yours.
It's almost like it just auto. But when it ended, I had to click on the start it up again.
Yeah. But instead of them getting a third-hand view of a shared video off a desktop, now you can actually share them and everybody can hear it, and it mutes you out. You can also do polls and offers. So if you like click on polls, you can either create a poll, or I did some polls up this demonstration.
Cool.
Ross, how are you? So Ross can be a guinea pig. Hey, Ross, do us a favor real quick. Up at the top right of the chat, you should be able to request, and I'm going to drop off there. You should be able to request to speak. This will bring you on camera, so make sure you got your clothes on, because we know how you are, Ross. But would you click on that so that Jonathan can see what happens when? I don't know why it still wants to show me as requesting to speak, even though I dropped off. Maybe it'll eventually.
I still see you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, actually, I don't see Ross anymore.
He might have popped. He probably just popped in and popped out.
Yeah, maybe when the video started or something.
Very close to real time.
Yep.
That are actually live in attendance, is there a delay for them, or are they also then hearing us in a real time?
That's where the delay is, and so things like maybe popping that video in increase the delay a little bit,
Okay.
and then it comes back a little more. Tell you the easiest way to figure that out. I'll go back in and do my, no, that's not what I want though. So I'm not going to say there's not a delay. There, it was averaging 30 plus seconds. Watching it on the other page. So what I will do, all right. So if I do, let me get the stopwatch out. Let's right now stopwatch. I'm gonna do 1. And we see
after the 8-second mark. Okay.
What's that delay?
Eh,
That's not bad.
That's not bad. You know, I know we're always wanting better.
Yeah.
I want instantaneous.
I do too. But you know, pick your battles.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Will this be a good viable option for something? And like I said, I just wanted to show it to you. I'm actually thinking about using this as a platform more than the other stuff. It is using YouTube Live, and that's going to improve. And stuff that I can get. So let me show you, which you can actually see it yourself. Actually, why don't you do that? So why don't you click on that in the email? Why don't you click on the presenter link, the moderator link? And that will open up a separate window. Now, this is something that somebody could have. They don't need to be on camera, but you want them helping monitor questions, chat, anything of that nature, unruly people that need to get kicked. That's just one of the details.
What is it that they are seeing?
What did they see from their perspective?
What's the viewer seeing? Because I mean, like in a number of other platforms, like
viewers, yeah. So here, I'll bring it back up. What did they see? Go away. See, that's almost that delay was less than what it was before. All right, so this is what they see.
Okay, super. That's super clean. It's clear. I see the share buttons on the bottom.
Yep.
Oddly enough,
are optional. You don't.
I think it's interesting. There's no Google share button on the bottom.
There's never been a Google share buttons are actually in webinar.
Well, I'm saying we're in Webinar Jam. I would expect there to be a Google share button, Facebook, and then Twitter. Like they have those other two. They don't have Google.
I know.
I mean, I'm just giving them a hard time, of course, but
yeah. You would think that they would figure it out.
There's the live stream inception.
The parallax. It comes and goes. I don't know why it stays on so long for you. It's weird. Oh wow. Now it's on real bad. Okay. I know what it is. I think it's because of my camera. I need to be on this. But anyway, so that's what everyone's seeing. And they can differentiate. So let me throw a poll in there so you can see what that looks like. So let's say we'll use Facebook Live. So when we were talking about Facebook Live, and we can make the results public at the end of the poll, now you see what it looks like when they get a poll pop up right there in their chat. So they don't have to go anywhere to do it. And while that's going on, so I always like polls. I learned to use polls with Hangouts on Air real quick because it became a nice filler area. Instead of asking a question and waiting for a reply, I would, kind of ask the question, pop the poll in, and then keep on going, and then wait for replies to come back. I don't have to make the results, popular or not popular. Public or not public. That's up to me. I can end that poll, and then I can go and reset, and I can go back and I'll say, okay, what do you think about Twitter's new whatchamajiggy?
All right. Yeah, no, I really like the poll, that option. And that was actually really quick on how it updated it.
Yeah.
So it really can be where you can have somebody on air and then you have your moderator / maybe you call them producer or whatever, can just be running this in the background, be adding the polls, running in the video.
So one of the things you also get, so let me do an offer real quick. All right, so I have to create one. So let's see, this is
So it's interesting from my broadcaster side. Where do I see? Where am I able to see? Where's the link that I would want to share out to everybody? Or is it exclusively within Webinar Jam that you would send that out to, say, like your list or something to that effect?
the bottom, you should see.
Hold on, you're breaking up a little bit.
Wait, no, never mind. That's not what you want. Am I still breaking up?
I think you came back this time.
Okay. So that is something that is inside Webinar Jam. And I'll show you that in a second as to what it is. So you mean like the link that you would want everybody to share this out?
Exactly. So if
they can tweet it?
Yeah, so like somebody can tweet it, or they can share it through Facebook or Google Plus if people actually.
Right. So the buttons are at the bottom of their screen, as you see, tweet and share.
Okay.
So they can do it that way, and the link is in there.
Gotcha.
What I noticed earlier, and I hadn't played with, was could I customize? Because if you go and click on it, it's not very. What's the word I'm looking for? It's very generic. It says live webinars and the link. the live webinar and the link. It doesn't have anything in there, and I couldn't remember if that was because I didn't set something up, or if it was because they don't allow it. I think it's because text was in this button. I wonder what it'll bring up for my page. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. So display the offer. So there's an offer. And I can I can pre-do all this type of stuff. So I just go up and click the menu item and pop it in, or your moderator has the exact same ability. That's what's in the poll. And so you can see over in the moderator panel how everything updates as to how things are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. It really seems to sync up very quickly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is nice.
And if they click that, then it can go to anything that I've already set up. I can have multiple offers, so any of that type of stuff. I can do a sticky message up at the top. So join our, I don't think I can put a URL into it. But I can make that one of the offers is, hey, join our Facebook group. I can have that running the entire time. Now you see what up at the top, you see the sticky message. Join our Facebook group. On
that. Yep. Okay, and I see it now also in the chat.
Yep. So basically everything that they see, you see here, except for the video. But yeah, you don't see, you see a little bit of Google skin up at the top. That's because, there's no getting rid of that, but nobody really kind of pays attention to it. I can remove the sticky. I can remove the offer. I can end the poll. And they actually have that's funny. So they'll have tabs here. I don't know if you saw that or not. You can go back and look at the replay. There's a poll offer. They can click on multiple things so that you can have multiple things on their screen as well. All right, so let's stop sharing that because that's really starting to, that shouldn't mess out of me. And let's go into here. So what you should be seeing now is Webinar Jam Studio. Do you see it?
Yes.
Shut up, Siri. Somebody was talking to you. So I was going to show you the analytics like from this webinar. So I selected this one so I can see how many unique visitors clicked on the link. Now that 3 people signed up, we had 3 live attendees, no replays, but that's because the replay hasn't gone up yet. Mm-hmm. Inside the webinar, you get some powerful stuff. Average time in the room. How, what's the average time the person was in the room?
So that's live and then replay.
Yep.
Time.
Yep.
Then it's webinar. Okay, so you've got peak, replay peak, live view, replay. Okay, so they really do separate between the live and the
yep.
And the replay. Okay, very nice.
Download the chat history.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Features to include. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You and I both have. We know.
Well, that wasn't originally included. That was actually something that was So what happens if I just go to you? See, if I just go to you, then it doesn't do the blabception. That's weird. Um,
That is
that
good.
wasn't something that was originally included when they had the platform, the new platform, Webinar Jam Studio. They didn't originally have it in there, and everybody was like, "We'd like the chat history so we can go back and respond to people's questions we weren't able to get to."
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the reasons that they put that in. So the rest of the analytics, notifications, you can see on the emails that were sent out, 6 were sent, 3 were open, 1 was clicked. The pre-webinar, so I sent one a little bit before, 6 were sent, 3 were open, 2 were clicked. And then if I did a last minute, that would be there. And then everybody's going to get a post-webinar 3 hours after.
Nice.
Replay, yep. And then, so we get, so we get some very detailed information on who watched, how long they were in, did they purchase if you were running an offer, lots and lots and lots of stuff. And I can't share that too much because that'll be on the replay. So, and I don't want people's email addresses going out.
On the replay, you know what? Your commitment to safety is stunning.
So
there we go. Boom, there we go.
All right.
Cool.
So to start a webinar, actually, let's go into my webinars. So let's go into this one. Edit. You can clone a webinar. That's kind of cool. So like if I created, so like if you do something all the time on Mondays and it's the same thing, you can just clone it and then go in and tweak it.
This video working.
So what was the area? It was the, not the replay. It was the, I think it was the thank you. Integrations, live. That's where it is. Display social media buttons. Yeah, it's not letting you fix it, adjust them. So it is kind of bland what it pushes out.
That is. It's actually very. And if you click on the little pencil, that's what makes that little drop down.
Yep. We could display a video, so like you did on that one event that you did on Fire Talk, where you had the teaser video or the trailer video or whatever.
Right.
You could do that. You could do one on your thank you page. You could do one on the countdown page. So as people are waiting, usually what I've done is I will start webinars early, but I will not. So I'll just put up, I'll make something in Keynote or whatever. You know, hey, going to be starting soon, say hi or something like that. And I'll just find some music and play it. But I'm using loopback. So that allows me to be able to switch the microphone to loopback. So that's all that people hear. But I could sit there and run videos in the beginning if I wanted to. John Nemo is probably one person. I know a lot of people do it, but John Nemo has done it enough. He's really good at it to the point he could probably do it in his sleep. So he does LinkedIn Riches, and he has a course, and he uses Webinar Jam Studio. So one of his really neat things is he will come on live at the beginning, but he's done the webinar so many times, there's no need for him to redo it and redo it and redo it and redo it and all this different type of stuff. So he made a video of the webinar, QuickTime, posted it up on YouTube and made it unlisted or private or something of that nature and popped that in as a video. So he comes on live at the beginning. And for the first 5 minutes or so, he's doing the banter and how you doing, where are you from, asking these questions. And then at like the 5 minute mark, 5:01, the video starts. And it's just, he's done it so often now, it's seamless. You don't even notice. You wouldn't notice. I notice because I know what it is. And he and I have talked about it. And then the live chat, the moderators, he and his team can monitor everything so that the questions are going answered in real time. So people aren't thinking it's like, one of those fake evergreen webinars where somebody's trying to play it off as being a real.
Glad to have everybody. Oh, wow, 500 people today. Hey, welcome, Jim. Hey, welcome, Brenda. Jim and Brenda, there's 5 people in attendance. 3 of them are on the team.
Right. And then at the end, when the video ends, he just seamlessly, he's got his slide up. He just goes on and doing his offering. I love that. As he is, but I haven't done it. Yes. Changes. I didn't make any. Are you still seeing me, or are you on?
No, I still see. Now I see a frozen screenshot of me.
Okay. Is that better?
It's still me, so maybe.
Hey, my screen now.
No, seriously, I actually don't see. I don't see you. Now I see the other screen.
Okay, now you do?
Nope, now I see your. Now it's Inception. Back
now
to
you should.
Nope, now I see. Oh, now I see a screenshot.
Of Webinar Jam, but you see my mouse moving, right?
I see your mouse moving, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the thank you page, you can do the exact same stuff. So one of the things that I turned on with this is kind of like it's an auto subscribe for future webinars. So any webinars that I do in the future, people that opted in for that will get email notifications saying thank you for registering. Here's the link. And then they'll get all the other emails that will go along with any other webinar. So they don't have to worry about registering for the other webinar. They already get registered into it. They can drop off at any time.
Are the emails, does Webinar Jam host it, or is that connected to like another subscriber service?
So you can do it through Webinar Jam. So I did it through Webinar Jam this way, or you can do an integration. Stop it. So you can set up email autoresponders. So you can embed. This is who they have. They've got direct setups with, but like ConvertKit. You can just go in and set that up, and then do the email responders that way. If you do that, then what you want to do is make sure that you don't turn on webinar notifications here, which I did.
Because it would go out through your subscriber service and.
Yeah, no, actually, it's not going to go out through the subscriber service. It's only going to go out through here because I configured it here. So Webinar Jam is going to sit there and say, all right, you've set it up here. There's no need for me to set it up, use something.
Okay. I was thinking that if you connected both and you set it up in one, as long as you make sure that it's not so Webinar Jam actually knows that it's going through just the webinar.
Just their stuff.
So
when you originally set it up, you actually get an option. You can either use Webinar Jam servers, or you can use your own email server. Like if you want to, I don't know, Google Hangouts or whatever. Right. I just use Webinar Jam when I set it up through them. Their stuff seems to work pretty well, and it doesn't get flagged as spam.
Nice.
And that's pretty much. I mean, I could go in more in depth, but anyway.
And so for like $400 a year right now, you can pick it up.
Yeah.
Now it is. And now I think it's $400, $500 a year.
I think it's $497.
Okay.
If you click that link.
Right.
Actually, I think I have it set up on my own stuff, but anyway. Let's see. It's showing me logged in. I don't know how much it is because I I can use Webinar Jam and I can sit here and say all this type of stuff, and it's great for me because I don't have to pay for Webinar Jam again. I think we paid $247. It might have been $197 in the beginning.
Right. Well, I'm looking on said link, and I'm seeing that the list price is $500 a year, and of course, if you buy now, you'll get like $100 off or like 20%, whichever's greater.
Yep.
So that's still, I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's still not a bad. I mean, it's what is that?
$397 a year.
Jenkins.
Oops, stop.
Yeah, I did the same thing 3 times now.
Did you?
I already clicked on it, and it just comes up. So
Now, I will say that they will try and push their Evergreen platform on you, and I don't have it. It's called EverWebinar.
mm-hmm.
It looks fantastic, but I have Evergreen Business Systems, so I don't need it. And I have no idea how much it costs.
Well, hey there. I mean,
I had an option to only pay once for that too, and opted out of that.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what that pricing is for their EverWebinar.
You don't need it in order to run this.
No. I'm just kind of looking as like, I wonder what their what that price comparison is then. No, they don't. They won't tell you. You have to sign up and go 8 levels deep.
You know what? I can hold on real quick. I can actually find out because with me.
well, hey there. I'm Andy Jenkins, and on behalf of
Hey,
Andy Jenkins, it's good to meet you again.
$297 a year.
Really?
Yeah.
See, the $490s, that $500 a year, that's like 40 some odd dollars, right? It's like $40 a month,
Right.
which is not. I'm not saying that's a replacement for for a like Get Response or something like that, because it's not. Just in terms of like being able to.
Oh yeah, no. It's not. You're not getting any of that type of.
It's a webinar, and you can set up within the webinar to go to that webinar instead of trying to cross-link and making sure everything, it's already all. That is nice. That it is integrated.
Yep.
I do like that part. That's the right way to do it.
Yep.
But it's certainly not a substitute for any of the other stuff. But you can, I can definitely see. You can really run some pretty intense, because you can do slides in this.
Oh yeah.
Pull out slide share. You can do video, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. And like I say, I was like, he's never seen it. Let's show it.
Right. I've never done that.
Because of all the crap we were. I can't believe there are still people supporting Smile Time.
Really?
Now, apparently they did some updates yesterday because Leland went on and was like, let's talk about the new updates. And I was like, what new updates? Because we were on yesterday. It was crappy.
Yeah, that was rough.
But he did it late last night. Late. At least, it was late your time too. So.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with it.
No, it's cute.
Not impressed with it at all.
That's what I said. It's cute.
It's still even just a poor replacement for Blab and what we were used to and what we liked.
Right.
But that's not even good. I'm not. I wouldn't even use it beyond that.
Yep.
It's that rough, But.
Yep, I agree. It actually made me wish for Facebook Live.
You know, I've been really thinking about what's been going on and what they're really pushing here in Facebook. Where are they going down the line? Where are they go? We all know they're going to monetize it some way. But what are the features that they're going to entice us and hook us in with so that I have to use Facebook?
I don't see any live video aside from this. I mean, for webinars and stuff, that's certainly a well-established machine. But all the other stuff, honestly, is just a distraction and cute. I don't care what anybody tells me and how many people joined a group or how many potential clients they got or all this different type of stuff. It's very short-lived because there's not enough mass adoption. It's not TV.
No,
that's what a lot of people are treating it as. Is it's like television, and I'm like, no, it's not yet, because like television, it's got to have mass adoption like television.
Well, it's the assumption that the 1.7 plus billion active monthly users, or whatever the numbers they're claiming to be, that's where that's where they're saying externally, hey, look how big we are. Look how what wide of a net we can cast. Where I kind of say is that, well, I mean, just like anything, it's like, okay, so let's say I have 500,000 Twitter followers. I mean, half a million Twitter followers, right? How many of them actually engage in whether it's a reply, they like it, they retweet it, if they interact with any piece of content, what's the percentage? Are we like 20, 30%? Or are we talking 0.0001%?
Right.
And that's the question I'm asking of any Facebook Live event that we're getting. What are we watching? And I don't think, and as a really good example, we talk about like presentation and things like this. Last week when they did the Apple event for September 2016, right? Unveiling the iPhone 7 and all this, and you can watch it being broadcast on YouTube by Apple Events, right?
Right.
And if you even tried to look and watch the chat, it was scrolling like you're trying to count cars on the highway. You couldn't read anything except for when they would drop in either huge text blocks that would just take up a lot of space. But you can't read one bit of chat text in there. You just can't do it.
Right.
And that is the problem when we get into when there's that effective change from a small group on a live stream where we have great interaction on the chat to just how scalable is it? And that's where Facebook, I think, that's why I think one of the reasons why they're pushing, and they want to see they want to see these shows, not necessarily talk shows, but they want to see shows. They want to see because this way they don't have to account for that and come up with how are we going to deal with this huge chat function. Now ignore that. Just give them the content. Just give them a video. I don't know, but I mean that's one of the things that I see, and this way they can skip a lot of those other problems, which is the real-time interaction. Who cares what the latency is on a video? It could be 2 minutes.
Yep.
As long as the video itself went out really great. That I think that's the problem that these platforms are having. It shows up when you have the smaller groups, and so where does it affect? Periscope, so that's Twitter. YouTube Live. We're going to see how that actually works its way out, and I do want to pay attention to that because YouTube that's their thing. It's not like they do other stuff and video. They're video. That's
right.
what they do. And that's the complete opposite way that Facebook is. Facebook is actually trying to get into that and that's what they do, but they're a social network first that happens to host pictures and video.
Right.
So anyway, I know that was a little bit of a rant, but that's where I'm kind of going with this, is saying, okay, this is the problem. This is where we are with live video, and why we're not really finding any large scale solutions to the problems or the things that we want. However, Facebook may, with the new Facebook Live rollout, they may be trying to answer this question by making it a peer-to-peer, like this, a one-to-one, where David, you can bring me on, or I can bring you into my show, but we're going to do it through your Facebook profile, and you absolutely know we're going to be tracking all your data, how long you're doing, how many people comment, all that kind of stuff. So,
Hey, Stephen.
All right. Hey.
I'd like to come on real quick. Click on the.
Hello.
We'll see if we get a request. Still shows me. This is always going to show me. So let me do this. Let me return as attendee. Hello. So Stephen's one. All right, so Stephen. So Stephen requested, so I've sent that to you. So Stephen, it should pop up and wants you to come on. And he's going to have, I probably should have screenshotted a little bit of that for you. Like it pops up and says, do you want to join? Stephen's here.
I'm here.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
This is Google Hangouts on air?
Yep.
Ah, right.
Well,
okay.
it's Webinar Jam. It's not Hangouts on Air. Well, it's Hangouts on Air skinned in Webinar Jam. Or Webinar Jam skinned and on Hangouts Air.
Yeah. I'm just going through a series of permissions. Ah, right. Okay. Got there in the end. I don't seem to be moving much though.
We can hear you.
Using my... Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can't see you.
Okay.
I can see his video, but I can't see. Oh wait, no. All I see.
That's his icon.
Yeah.
His icon is that true to life.
Okay. I'm going to refresh. Just back in a second.
Okay.
Thing I was having. No, that it's not. Mine was for totally different reasons.
Yours was an error between the keyboard and the chair. So I don't know. Shows that he's still here.
He literally might just be refreshing, and
yeah.
It was weird. I haven't actually seen Google Chrome give me that much of a problem where it would not let me select what camera I want. It showed the camera I was using, but it grayed it out, so I didn't have an option. And the other thing is that it did not give me any option for microphone.
Huh.
Because I have both of those as options. So if I'm running a virtual cam, it would not let me run. It would not let me run that through my virtual cam.
Now we see Stephen.
There we go.
You do. I think I'm live.
You are live.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the camera I'm using is the one built into the system rather than the C920, so but I can live with that. It's good to see you, Beth.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, the adventure continues.
And it's nice to be able to hear you.
Right.
Yesterday we were having a horrible time.
Good.
Oh, that was rough.
I know. I went on afterwards and I had the same problem. I broadcast out to Facebook Live from
I saw your post
and the
about
same
that.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had bad noise. So I redid it. And I sent you the link, Jonathan, I think. And second time around, it was fine.
I wonder what the problem was, because I'm wondering if that's just indicative of all the other problems that we were having right then and there.
Yeah, I think that it was Gilberting, wasn't it?
Oh,
To give it its proper term.
I think that was a whole different level of Gilbertine. I think that was a gaggle of Gilberts, Gilbertines. Jonathan, I did want to call your attention to
Yeah.
real quick. If you click on Room and then you go over and view the requests and see Stephen, his icon that was a finger sticking up is now a different icon. We can actually eject him whenever we want.
oh, that's
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'll behave though. I mean,
No. It's this is more just kind of showing him the ins and outs of Webinar Jam and all the power that you get behind it.
Yeah.
So just let you know, and it's in the moderator's room as well. You have the ability to eject the person, or your moderator does. You can return them to attendee.
I would really be very pleased and entertained if you can broadcast through your broadcast software, like your encoder software. I mean, even something like an OBS or all the way up to like a Wirecast or beyond. You can then funnel it all through this Webinar Jam. You can have an assistant or a producer sitting, called moderator or whatever you want to call it. They're then able to fully work through, engage in the chat, invite people on. I mean, you can really run this all behind the scenes and just let a broadcaster or let an on-air personality.
You can do that with Wirecast, and you can do that with YouTube Live. I know a few people do that now.
And I think in a really good way, it would be very it'd be very professional. Very, what I don't like is when the tech gets in the way of the social.
Yep.
Where oh, well, hold on guys, click, and then and then the video doesn't come through, or the audio doesn't come through, which I mean, or the the guest doesn't come through. It just, whatever the tech problem is, it just gets in the way of the broadcast. I can definitely see having a couple people running this. You can come across and you can produce a really high quality show where the on-air personalities are really just worried about the content, having the conversations, because they're not worried about what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
That's true.
I've got a 2-minute or 3-minute warning, by the way, just to let you know. I gotta go pick up my kid from school in a few minutes. So, Jonathan, one of the ideas I had was either tomorrow or Friday, instead of doing it through your Fire Talk, just changing the link out for your event and running it through this. We'll get you set up and you can run it, and I can just drop off. Or actually, I can just be a moderator in the background. I don't even have to be a presenter.
Hey dude, that's really interesting.
And see how because that way it'll allow you to, doesn't cost me anything.
No, I get what you're saying.
And then if you want to do some polls and you want to set those things up, and you can set that stuff as you're going through and see what kind of engagement and interaction you get. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm thinking about foregoing all the other platforms and just doing this, because be damned, none of them really have discoverability. If I want to be on YouTube, what better way to be on YouTube than to use YouTube? And that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm not going through you now. I'm not going through anything else.
Yeah.
So the only problem with YouTube is that I don't see, what people are talking about, but they cannot comment on the video. They cannot chat. So the chat is actually disabled on the YouTube side. So you can go view it at YouTube, but you can't do anything. So if you're watching on YouTube, what I would do is I would at some point go into the event once the event had started, and I would post in the link to get here so that they could come here if they wanted to chat.
That's a super interesting idea. I really like it. And I do 3 days a week now.
I know.
And I'm wondering, it would not be a good fit for Friday, because there's nothing well, maybe it is, but that'd be interesting, because I'd want to run that through, not doing with a guest at first, but being able to do some kind of a show or a presentation which is what I'm actually planning on doing a presentation one of these days. Actually, more of like that tutorial, not a webinar, but effectively it is a webinar.
Yeah.
Because I have one I'm looking to set. I'm writing it right now. I'm doing it, and I was going to broadcast it just within Fire Talk.
Yeah.
But maybe see that would be what I would put. That would be what I would put through this instead.
Okay.
Run it through this. That's.
Well, it's a time where we can try and see a lot of different things, can't we?
Mm-hmm.
We can try different things out. And I mean, Hangout. Sorry, this is not going anywhere. Stable, as I've just seen you, the two of you have just been testing out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Proven, and it goes out to YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even that.
And like I said, they are working on something to where it will also cast out to Facebook Live through Webinar Jam. They dropped that bomb a few weeks ago. I have no idea when that's going to be released, but they are looking into it because there is such a. Now I don't know if it's going to be a separate thing or if it's going to be a simul thing. Who knows? Because it's all just APIs. So. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
and we all know that's a question of whether they're going to keep the API open in a long-term format. But
I'd rather, we know this is like it is right now.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I'm going. Is saying what's really nice is that you essentially own what this is.
Yep.
You don't own the YouTube, the hosting side of it.
Yep.
You own the wrapper on it, and YouTube has indicated in no way, shape, or form that it wants to get rid of this. I don't trust Facebook to do it.
Right.
That's very interesting. Okay.
All right. Well, I am at my mark. I got to split, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the broadcast on it and drop off. Jonathan, if you want to do it, I'll just go ahead and start putting something up. And if you want to do some polls or something, I'll put all that in. You don't have control over the creation of the event. Only I do. But
okay.
I mean, if you want to do it, just let me know. I'll be glad to do it. I'll give you the link. You can change it out.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I'm sitting now. I'm set to work now for the rest of the day.
There you go.
So anyway, you got to go. I know you got.
I gotta go. Stephen, thanks a lot for hopping in.
Okay. Thanks. Take care. See you both later.
All right. Take care, man. Bye.
Bye.